2 weeks after completely forgetting my birthday, my dad unexpectedly called and said, "We're sending your sister to the Bahamas for her birthday. Her ticket is booked, and yours is too. You just need to send over $1,700 today." When I asked, "Wait, am I even invited?" he snapped, "No, you're not. But if you don't pay, don't expect to hear from this family again." I simply replied, "Perfect, let me save you the trouble." That night, I made a decision they never anticipated, and now they're falling apart, pleading with me, calling non-stop. "Please, your dad's having a breakdown. You ruined your sister's birthday. She won't stop crying. We were wrong. Just undo whatever you did." I don't know if this is worth sharing. Maybe people will say I'm overreacting. But honestly, I'm still a bit shaken as I type this, and I can't sleep. Not sure how to even begin, so let's just dive in. I'm Stephen. Don't call me Steve, I insist. I'm 23, in that awkward phase where I technically don't live at home anymore, yet my family still expects me to be the responsible one when something needs to be done or paid for. My family is, I guess, normal if you ask them. But there's always been this odd dynamic where I'm expected to handle everything, while my younger sister, Shirley, who's 20, can do no wrong. It's always been like this. Mum, Becky, is the glue, while Dad, Jason, acts more like the guy who throws money at the favored child and then disappears, unless it's me. In that case, I'm just supposed to deal with it. My birthday was 2 weeks ago. Honestly, I'm not big on birthdays. I don't care about cake or anything, but you'd think I might at least get a text, a call, or even a meme in the group chat. Literally nothing. Not even a thumbs up emoji. I tried not to let it bother me, but you notice these things. Even Shirley, who always posts silly TikToks about how family means everything, didn't say a word. I kept telling myself it was fine. People are busy. Then I saw on Instagram that they all went out to this new seafood restaurant the night after my birthday. Just them. I wasn't in the pictures, not even tagged in a "wish you were here" kind of way. So, I didn't say anything and let it go. But what struck me was how casual everyone was afterward, as if nothing had happened. Fast forward to tonight. I'm just playing video games and eating leftover pizza when my phone rings. It's Dad. We don't talk much unless something's broken, or he wants to rant about work or whatever. So I pick up, and he gets right to it. No, "Hey, how are you?" Just all serious, like it's a business call. He tells me they're booking a trip to the Bahamas for Shirley's birthday, which is in 4 days, by the way, and they already have her ticket. Then he says, "Your ticket is booked too. You just need to send $1,700 today." I'm genuinely confused, so I ask, "Wait, am I even invited?" Because I hadn't heard anything about this until now. He snaps back, "No, you're not." I laugh, thinking he's joking, but he's dead serious. He says, "But you're paying for your sister's trip, and if you don't expect to hear from this family again." I'm not making this up. My first reaction is disbelief. What? I didn't even get a text on my birthday. Now I'm supposed to fork over nearly $2,000 for a trip I'm not invited to, and if I don't, I'm out. I ask why. He says, "You know how this works. You always help out." Which is actually true. I've bailed them out so many times over the years. When Shirley crashed her car last year, guess who paid the deductible? Me. When Dad lost his wallet while on vacation, I had to Venmo him cash for food. They never reimbursed me. But now, it's not even pretending to be about helping. It's pay up or get lost. I tell him, "Fine, don't worry about it. Let me save you the trouble." He hangs up without saying goodbye. I stared at my phone for a solid minute, trying to process if this was real life. Then, I check our family group chat. It's just memes and silly jokes. No mention of the trip. No, "Hey, we're going to the Bahamas. Want to join?" I scroll back and see that for the last month, there's been tons of talk about planning something, but I was never tagged or even mentioned. It's like I'm invisible unless they need something paid for. I know people will say, "You should have seen this coming." I mean, I've always been the backup plan. Shirley is younger and prettier, everyone's favorite. I'm just the guy who shows up with a card when someone's phone bill gets cut off. I keep thinking about all the times growing up when Dad would flat out say things like, "You're the oldest. You need to look out for your sister." Even as kids, if she broke something, it was my fault for not keeping an eye on her. He never hit us, but he certainly knew how to make you feel like garbage if you didn't do what he wanted. And now I'm expected to pay for her birthday trip without even being invited. It's not about the money. It's about the disrespect. I'm not even angry. I'm just exhausted. I wish I could say I took the high road or something, but that's not me. I'm done playing along. I started pulling up every Venmo, every Cash App, every receipt I have on my phone from the last few years. Looking at the numbers, I'm just like, wow, I've covered so much for these people, and they treat me like this. I always thought things would improve, like maybe if I continued to be useful, they'd actually start acting like family. But tonight was different. I'm not letting it slide this time. I don't even know what I'm going to do yet, but I know I'm not just sending them money. Not this time. I can't stop thinking about Dad's voice, all cold and businesslike, telling me to pay up or be out. I know I should probably calm down and sleep on it, but I can't. I'm just done being the backup plan. For the first time, I genuinely want to make them regret it. I have some ideas, and I'll post again if people are interested, or if something actually happens. Right now, all I know is I'm not letting this slide. Not this time. Not ever again. Update 1. All right, I said I'd update if things changed, so here we are. I don't know if this is even interesting to anyone at this point, but honestly, the last 24 hours have been far from what I expected. I didn't sleep much, replaying my dad's call in my head, and then the group chat just sitting there like nothing happened. It felt surreal, like I was watching my own life on someone else's screen. I woke up, made coffee, scrolled through TikTok, and tried to convince myself it didn't bother me. My phone buzzed around 10 a.m., and I thought it was probably spam. Nope, Mom. I ignored it. Then she called again, then it was my sister, then Dad. I literally just set my phone to do not disturb and started sorting through the pile of receipts I had gathered. I meant it when I said I had ideas. I wasn't bluffing. I spent all morning combing through Cash App, Venmo, my bank app, everything. I pulled up every single time I covered for them. Even petty stuff like the time I sent Shirley $50 for some online emergency, or when I paid the phone bill because Dad's card wouldn't go through. It all added up. Not going to lie, seeing the total made me even angrier. I made a spreadsheet and added notes. I started wondering why they treated me this way. Honestly, it's not complicated. Dad thinks I'm supposed to step up because I'm the oldest, and he's always said Shirley isn't built for stress. I think he just wants an easy life for himself, so he doesn't have to deal with her drama. Mum's whole thing is keeping the peace. She'd rather I be mad than have Shirley upset for even 5 minutes. Shirley, well, her entire life, she's been told she's special. I'm not even mad at her, to be honest. She's just doing what works for her. Around noon, I start getting texts that are not subtle. Mum is like, "You need to send the money. Shirley's counting on this." I don't reply. Then Dad texts again, this time more aggressively. He says, "You have until tonight to send it, or you're out of this family." Then Shirley jumps in, crying in her text, saying, "This is supposed to be her once-in-a-lifetime trip. How could you ruin it?" She mentions she already posted her countdown on Instagram and that people are asking about it. I get a bit annoyed and reply, asking her why she never wished me a happy birthday. She just says, "You know I'm bad with dates." No apology, just that. So I decide to drop some hints. I send a message to the group chat with screenshots of my spreadsheet, listing all the times I paid for things. I say, maybe it's time we all pay our own way. For once, Dad leaves the chat. Mum calls again, but I ignore it. I can hear in the hallway, I live a few miles from them in the same town, someone slamming a car door. I look out the window. Yep, it's my dad. I meet him at the door and he's furious. He tries to push past me, but I stand my ground. He starts raising his voice about loyalty and all they've done for me. I calmly explain that I'm not paying for anyone's vacation, especially after being ignored on my own birthday. He tries to grab my phone, but I pull away. He gets even angrier and attempts to slap the phone out of my hand, but I sidestep and he just hits the door frame. I tell him to leave. He shoves the door hard enough that it bounces off the wall. I close it behind him, hearing him curse in the driveway before he peels away. But that's not even the end of it. Around 3, I get a notification from my bank. Someone tried to use my backup card, the one I once let Mom borrow in an emergency but never got back. They tried to book a ticket with it. I call the bank and freeze the card, reporting it as unauthorized. Now I'm even angrier. I go back to the spreadsheet and decide to send the full thing to the entire family. Yes, even the aunts and uncles who always guilt-trip me during the holidays. I put together a group email, attaching screenshots and captions for every single time I bailed someone out. I say, if anyone wants to call me ungrateful, maybe check who's been paying your bills for the last 3 years. I hit send. My phone won't stop buzzing. Texts from Mum, missed calls from Dad, DMs from Shirley, who claims I'm humiliating her. I get a lengthy message from my Aunt Abigail, asking if this is real or if there's been some miscommunication. I reply with even more screenshots. At this point, I'm just exhausted. Not even angry, just spent. I make a sandwich, scroll through Reddit, and try to relax. Around 6, Mum shows up at my apartment. She knocks, and I open the door a crack. She asks if we can talk. I say, only if you're not going to yell. She claims she won't, but then immediately starts in about how I'm making things difficult for the family, and why can't I just let it go? I tell her I'm not paying, and I won't apologize. If they keep trying to use my cards for anything, I'll report it. She tries to guilt-trip me about Shirley, saying she's really upset. She's been crying all day and might not even go on her trip now. I respond, that's not my problem. She slams the door as she leaves. I guess if you want to know what happens when you finally stand up for yourself, it's this. People get angry. They try to pressure you. They guilt you. Then they panic. No one has apologized. Not really. Dad hasn't called again, but I have. About 12 missed calls from Shirley blowing up my phone with texts about how I ruined everything. I don't even care at this point. I said I'd make them regret it, and now I'm just waiting to see what they try next. I'm not backing down if they want to play hardball. So can I. I'm not their ATM. Not anymore. Update 2. So yeah, I thought things were already crazy, but I wasn't ready for what came next. If you'd told me a month ago that I'd have grown adults calling me at 3 a.m., literally begging, I wouldn't have believed it. But here we are. The first sign today was going to be unusual was my phone going off before my alarm. Non-stop notifications. I checked it and saw I had about 30 texts and a bunch of missed calls. Some from Mum, some from numbers I don't even have saved. Guessing it's cousins, or maybe even family friends. I'm not answering unknown numbers right now. It starts slow. Mum texts, Stephen, please call. Your dad's not okay. This is serious. Then Aunt Abigail, then Grandma. Then I get a group chat notification. I've never seen so many people in it at once, even people I haven't talked to since high school. Grandma says, everyone needs to calm down. This is family. We don't air our dirty laundry. Aunt Abigail adds, Stephen is right to be upset, but this is too much. Cousin Barrett is just sending memes like he's lost track of what's happening. Then, there's this flood of actual begging from Mum. Please, your dad's having a breakdown. He won't come out of the bedroom. He's not eating. You need to call. I don't respond. I get back-to-back calls from Dad's number. I finally pick up just to see. He sounds rough, like he's been yelling or crying. Maybe both. He starts out angry, then loses steam, saying, you're making your mother sick. Shirley won't talk to us. You're ruining this family. I reply, You ruined it when you tried to blackmail me into paying for a trip I wasn't even invited to. He hangs up. 10 minutes later, Shirley calls. I let it go to voicemail. She leaves a long message, sobbing, saying, "You ruined everything. Her birthday is ruined. She can't even show her face online now. People are asking why she's not on vacation. She says, 'You're not even my brother anymore.' I delete it. I made my move last night. I emailed every single person who's ever guilted me about family coming first. Sent them the spreadsheet, the receipts, and even screenshots of the group chat where Dad told me to pay up or get lost. I said, 'This is what you all allowed. This is why I'm done.' I CC'd family friends too. The whole family is everything crowd that always acts like I'm the problem when I refuse to pay for takeout or cover someone's gas money. By afternoon, my phone's blowing up with notifications. Half of them are angry, half awkward. Uncle Harrison calls saying, 'This is too far,' and that Dad might have a heart attack over this. I say, 'Not my circus.' He gets mad and says I'm acting like a child. I respond, 'I'm acting like someone who's done being used.' Mum shows up at my door again, this time crying. She tries to push past me, but I step in her way. She slaps my shoulder and says, 'I'm breaking this family.' I tell her I'm just not paying anymore, and if anyone tries to use my cards again, I'll press charges. She leaves, slamming the door so hard that a picture on my wall falls off. Later, I get a text from Shirley, a screenshot of her empty bank balance and a bunch of crying emojis. I reply, 'Maybe next time don't treat people like ATMs.' She blocks me on everything, even Snapchat. Now it's like everyone is turning on each other. The family group chat is full of blame. Some pointing fingers at Dad, others at Mom, a couple at me. But more than I expected are saying it's about time someone stood up. Dad tries one last time, sending a long email about how he changed the will, and I'm out of it for good. I reply, 'You changed it years ago.' I already know that's why I stopped pretending to care about family finances. He doesn't respond. So now, Shirley's birthday is a complete disaster. No one's going. To the Bahamas. The tickets are in limbo, and nobody has the money to fix it. I hear from Barrett that Grandma's threatening to write everyone out of her will if they don't fix things. But honestly, I don't even care anymore. I'm getting these desperate messages. 'Please undo what you did. Your dad's having a breakdown. You ruined her birthday. She won't stop crying. We were wrong. Just undo whatever you did.' Even Abigail sends me this odd apology, saying she understands why I'm mad, but I need to fix this. No one actually says sorry. They just want me to make it all go away. So yeah, I guess I finally pushed back hard enough that they actually felt it. I'm not sorry. I'm not fixing anything. They told me if I didn't pay, not to expect another call, so I won't. Maybe it will blow over, maybe not. But for the first time, I genuinely feel like I'm not just the backup plan anymore. And if they want to make me the villain, I'll wear it. They made their choice. I made mine. Thanks for reading. If you ever find yourself in a similar family situation, just know you don't have to keep playing along. Sometimes, the only way to find peace is to burn the bridge they keep crossing. I'm not planning to update again, but who knows? With this family, nothing's ever really over, but I'm done being the one holding everything together. Let them figure it out.